So in this video, we want to talk about the different types of symmetry. The type of symmetry that most of us are familiar with is bilateral symmetry, where if you took an image and you drew a line down the middle and you flip the image over, you're going to get the same image again. Uh, the other one that we know is rotational symmetry. Rotational symmetry is when you take an object and you rotate it. And when you rotate it, you're getting the same image again. So, for example, in a square, if you were to rotate it 90 degrees or 1/4 of a turn, you would get the same square. If you took a pentagon, since it has 5 sides, 360 degrees would go all the way around. If you divide by 5, that's 72. Every 72 degrees, you would get the same pentagon again. That would be rotational symmetry. So what I want to show you here then is some practice with symmetry and knowing those different types of symmetry. So if I look here at line symmetry, for example, it's going to ask me which picture here has symmetry. Well, you'll notice that the ladybug it's not exactly the same. If you drew a line down the middle, you wouldn't get the same thing on both sides. Similar, but not quite exactly the same. Same thing with the balloon. Because of the shadow on the one side, you're not going to get the same image on both sides. But the football, I would be able to draw a line down the middle of the football and get exactly the same image on both sides. So if I submit that, it shows me that is correct. As far as other symmetry, let's say, for example, here, this is this peanut. If I drew a line right down the middle of the peanut here, I would get exactly the same image on both sides. I would not get that with a butterfly. I would not get that with a duck. So I would want to choose that. All right. So that is just simple line symmetry. When we look at rotational symmetry again, we're looking at the different types of rotational symmetry. In this case, if I look at this, now again, rotational symmetry exists when you can rotate less than 360 degrees and get the same image. You'll notice on this leaf, I'd have to go all the way around to get the same image again. But on this, what looks like a boat wheel here, on this wheel, if I went less than 360, it looks like I would get the same image again. So that would show me rotational symmetry. Same thing here. It looks like a slice through maybe watermelon. I can rotate less than 360 and get the same image again. So that would be rotational symmetry. Lastly, you'll notice on this crown, I can't rotate it less than 360 and get the same image, but I can on this snowflake. So that would have rotational symmetry. All right. So then what happens? How do we draw a line of symmetry? Well, in this case, we want to draw a line where we can cut it in half. When I hover over it, it shows me this little box here. If I put it at the top of the A and down here right through the middle, you'll notice it creates a line of symmetry. And if I folded it over there, I would get the same image on both sides. Same thing with the smiley face. Go to the top, go to the bottom. And that would also show me, if I submit it, shows me that it gives me that symmetry down the middle. Okay. Lastly, let's look at counting the lines of symmetry. In this case, how many lines of symmetry does this polygon have? Well, to me, if I were to look at that, I don't really see a whole lot of symmetry here at all. So I'm going to say 0, which it agreed with me on. And this one, it looks to me like I have 1 right down the middle of that T. Okay. And in this case, I don't really see any line of symmetry at all. It looks like it would flip over. Okay, but if you drew a line right down the middle of it, it would not fold over on itself. And that's that. Okay, so those are the things I want you to practice. Good luck.